what is up, my Capricorn friends? This is your astrological forecast for the month of September 2016. Thank you so much for tuning in. Very briefly before we get started, I just wanted to remind you guys that this is a general forecast for those born under the sun, moon, or rising or ascendant sign in the sign of Capricorn. And don't forget that when it comes to astrology, you are made of more than one sign, okay? Yes, there are more than one layers to a person, believe it or not. So you also have a moon sign, you have a rising sign. Say, for example, you know that you're a Capricorn because you were born in December or January. There is much more to look at, okay? So you can look at your birth chart by clicking a link that I have in the description box where you can go and see it for free and obtain that. If you would like a birth chart interpretation or any kind of reading, one that's focusing on just your general personality explained astrologically, love, career, any of those things, I would love to give you a reading. There's also a link below to where you can go and order one from me, and I would absolutely love to do it for you, Capricorn. All right, now on to your general September forecast. Capricorns, you guys have a lot going on this month. Actually, everyone does, but there's a lot of energy going on that's bringing out some things in your life that you are very comfortable with and that you can get excited about, okay? Because you're going to be learning a lot of new things. There may be opportunities to advance within your education or your training or your skills. And also in career. You guys, usually Capricorns are so much about their careers and their social status in life and having a title and being looked at in a position of authority and with importance. So let's see how the planetary activity plays out to help you in that way. And yes, guys, please forgive the weird lighting situation. I'm really working with the angles here and they're not working back with me. But anyway, for my Cappies, let's start out with the sun. The sun continues to be in the sign of Virgo, which for you guys is in your 9th house. The 9th house rules optimism and faith and just really looking at life from like a bird's eye view, from like a really high perspective and not like a petty, like low level perspective of looking at all the little petty details, which the energy of Virgo can do. But for you guys, it does help you to see things from a microscope point of view, like Virgo energy does, but also from a telescope point of view, like the 9th house does. So what this can do for you is help you to see more opportunities that are out there for you in life, rather than living in like a little bubble where you do things traditionally and consistently all the time, the same way all the time. With this energy, you are able to see the world as being yours. It belongs to you. It's for you to explore and expand your horizons. So the absolute best way to take advantage of this energy, Capricorn, is to enhance your knowledge. That can mean whether it be through educational means, like going back to school. This energy is more like the college level education. Okay, that's what it represents. So the higher minded thinking, so that means maybe even being an apprentice under someone who's kind of like in a guru status, somebody who's like a real teacher or expert in whatever area of life that you are focused on as far as career or education. So even being an apprentice, if you don't go back to college or anything like that. But some of my Capricorns can be completing some training or some education this month that's going to really help to move you guys to the next level when the energy shifts to Libra, which I will talk about in a second. If you're a Capricorn that's not really concerned about career, which would be a surprise to me, maybe it is that since you are seeing the world in a much more broader point of view, you will physically expand your horizons. I don't mean like you blow up physically, okay? I mean like travel. Get out there and travel. This is an energy that is all about traveling the world, okay? Like going on vacations in places that you've never been before that are like really far away, like foreign countries. This is an energy of the foreign. So some of my Cappies can start feeling like, getting away from home and actually getting out there into the world and going overseas or whatever. So take advantage of the energy that way, and I'm sure it will be a great time for you. Now, hold up a second though, Capricorn, because Mercury is in retrograde in Virgo in your 9th house the whole month of September. You will hear people say, Mercury goes direct on the 22nd. hooray, yay, you know, Mercury retrograde is going to be over. But one thing you need to be aware of is the fact that it'll still be in shadow. Now, shadow period means it's still not fully like out of its retrograde orbit. It starts moving forward, but it's still kind of shaky, you know, so things might still not be completely stable when it comes to mercurial matters like thinking processes and logic and technology that you use to communicate and technology that you use to travel and commute. So you pretty much Mercury retrograde is happening the whole month of September, long story short. So where it affects you guys is in your area of life that I just described where the sun is at, which is having to do with higher education and your high-minded goals and thoughts and dreams and things like that, and travel, long distance travel. So if any of my Cappies are trying to travel, I would check over your travel plans like 3, 4, 5 times, okay, before you proceed, because with Mercury retrograde, it can be sure to bring some miscommunication, maybe some failures in traveling, you know, in physically traveling. Maybe like there could be an all of a sudden change of like your flight that you book, or maybe even you make travel plans with other people and they might retract and be like, never mind, I changed my mind at the last second. Don't you hate that stuff? I sure do. But things like that are more likely to happen when Mercury's retrograde. So check over everything 3, 4, 5 times. Have a plan B, a plan C when it comes to your travel. Also with your educational goals. If you do decide to sign up for any classes or to go back to school, make sure you double check over everything in that area of life as well to make sure that this is something that you really want to take. Make sure that you signed up for the right class. You know, make sure that if you sign anything that has to do with anything with education, financial aid, or the classes themselves, that you read all the fine print. You know, student loans, all that stuff. Read the fine print first, like over and over again until you finally, you know, make sure you get it before you really proceed with those plans. All right, move to a different area. The sun was getting on my nerves, Capricorn. Woo! But anyway, back to your horoscope. So, as we were discussing, Mercury retrograde in the 9th house, just really check over everything, okay? When it comes to your travel and your education, bottom line. Right at the very beginning of September on the 1st, there is a new moon in your 9th house, initiating a brand new beginning. And this is a solar eclipse as well. So this is going to be really significant for my Capricorns trying to further their education and training and really get out there in the world and explore a little more. And I will discuss this more in detail at the end of the horoscope. So there is some energy happening this month in the sign of Libra, which for you guys is your 10th house. The 10th house is your house of career. It's the Capricorn house. You guys are the 10th sign on the general zodiac wheel. So whenever there's activity happening in the sign, 10 signs from you, it brings out more Capricorn type of stuff. And I hope that wasn't confusing. But 10 signs from Capricorn is Libra. So when anything Libra is going on up there, it's really bringing out more of your Cappy side, more of wanting to achieve the best in life, accumulate the best in life, to really be seen and known and respected in the world, in the workplace, in the career sphere, wherever you are really focused on in your life. So Venus is in the sign of Libra until the 23rd this month, and this is in your 10th house. So for you guys, this can mean several things. People may start seeing you in a more positive light out in the world in general. If you put yourself in the public eye, people can really start looking at you like, oh my gosh, Capricorn, you're so beautiful, gorgeous, handsome, whatever. You're always well dressed. You always look good. And this Venus transit can also make you want to dress with more authority, so to speak. Like, for example, if you're a woman, you might want to start wearing more blazers, you know, and dress up a little bit more professional, so to speak. Or really dress with class, and rather than look casual all the time, you may want to spice it up, spruce it up a little bit. Maybe wear some like earrings that are pearls and simple, like a very simple look that is classy, like maybe more black, maybe more shirts with slacks, hair tied back in a bun, very sleek and simple hairdo rather than like anything crazy and youthful looking, because the 10th house energy is one of maturity, having a mature look, a respectable look. So when Venus is there, and Venus rules, you know, beauty and love and romance and how you enjoy yourself in life in the material world. This is how you may want to dress. If you're a guy, you may want to wear more, of a nice shirt, a button-up shirt and pants, and just really, be respected. You may demand and command more respect from people and be like, hey, you need to recognize who I am, okay? Venus in the 10th is one of those transits that can make you want to spend more money on more top dollar, high dollar merchandise, because you feel like you work hard, you play hard. You work hard, you celebrate by going to the top restaurants, going to places where the clothes and the shoes and everything are name brand, or even if you don't buy those things, you may want to just browse around and look at them more and look at material things that represent success in the material world. So that's the Venus in the 10th transit. When it comes to love and romance, though, which she also rules, you can start falling for someone in the workplace, in the career sphere, maybe like a boss or supervisor, manager, maybe even someone older. If you're single and you're looking, you may be attracted to someone older than you, or maybe you may start attracting people that are older to yourself. If you're already in a relationship, this is an energy that makes you feel like you're on top of the world with your significant other. You guys should live it up. You deserve to live it up because you work hard. You deserve to go out shopping together a little more and go to restaurants and really live the good life. Be well dressed together and just like out there, like, yes, this is us. We are who we are and we have this status. If we really don't, it's in our heads, but you guys still need to see that. It's that type of enjoyment of life with your partner. So some super exciting news from my Capricorn people. You guys are going to be like stoked about this, okay? Jupiter moves into the sign of Libra on the 9th of September. And wherever Jupiter travels, it brings expansion and abundance and wealth. It can bring as well happiness. It can bring success. It can bring things working out in your favor a lot more in that area of life. So for you guys, this is in regards to career. And I am so excited for you because look, when Jupiter transits your 10th house, I have seen people like, say for example, if you do any type of social media work, people blow up at this time. All of a sudden they gain all these followers, subscribers, or what have you. And they're just like, wow, it's like a whirlwind out of nowhere. All of a sudden I have this success. I have this recognition. The 10th house rules recognition. So if you are in a job, okay, you can all of a sudden receive in the next year during this Jupiter transit a higher position in your job, or maybe even if you're looking for a better job. When Jupiter hits your 10th house, I'm telling you, this is the time where you can really achieve that as long as you put in the hard work. You guys know all about hard work, right? So really work hard. Go after those high goals. And I'm telling you, from this September until next, I believe September it is, that Jupiter is going to be in Libra. So for a full year, you guys have the advantage in the game of success. Okay, so really, really use that energy. So the sun moves into Libra on the 22nd. And wherever the sun transits, it really puts a big spotlight on that area of life so that you see it more clearly and other people see you in that area more clearly as well. So this is in regards to career, more career energy for you guys. I am like so thrilled for Capricorns. You guys usually are all about your career and you have so much great energy happening here. So you have the ability, the advantage this month with shining out into the world. With the sun transiting here, people seeing you in a positive light and you just really being in the spotlight. Now the sun will meet with Jupiter on the 26th. They will be together in the same sign in the same degree, talking, living it up like, hey, what's going on? Let's have a party. Let's go out and celebrate life together. So it's a very happy-go-lucky, abundant energy. It's very optimistic. It doesn't see the world from like a minuscule point of view of all these little petty day-to-day things that bother you. No, it sees the big grand picture. That's what's in front of you with this transit. So when it comes to career, this is the time. This is the time, Capricorns. One thing I will warn you of on the negative side with this Sun and Jupiter conjunction happening on the 26th is Jupiter brings a feeling of always having, okay, always being able to have and possess, and things replenishing themselves because you're so optimistic. So on the negative side, people can go too far with this energy and overdo it. They can overdo it with material world stuff like spending money, drinking, eating, anything that we humans do to please the five senses. You can overdo it, okay? So you should really watch out for that during the week of the 26th. But if you just focus that energy on, you know, career and advancement in the world, advancement on your position in the world, then you will be all right and you will shine like brighter than the other signs. So the next sign that is a focus this month is Scorpio. Venus moves into Scorpio on the 23rd. This for you guys is your 11th house, which rules the area of life that has to do with networking and being social and getting together with groups of like-minded people and friends. Okay, so Venus transiting there can bring about such great times with friends. Like maybe you have a lot of success going on for you, so you have reasons to celebrate. So why not celebrate by getting together, gathering your friends together, going out to eat as a group, going out and enjoying life together with those people. Now, if you are not going to celebrate, you know, with friends and stuff like that, this could be a time where if you're trying to market yourself and network and really get yourself out there and recognized in a positive way, this Venus transit will really help you out with that. So let's talk about Mars, because this is going to be important for you guys to know this month as well. Mars has been in Sagittarius, in and out of Sag, the whole year of 2016. Retrograde forward, retrograde forward. So now he's forward, completely forward, and he is going to be in Sagittarius until the 27th. So for you guys, this is tying up loose ends. This is like releasing old karma. You may be fighting some old demons, whether subconsciously in the mind, whether things from the past. It might be habits, bad habits, if you have any habits that have to do with escapism. Even escapism through, you know, drug and alcohol abuse. I mean, I'm just being honest here. Some of y'all may have issues with those things, okay? So Mars can help you to kick those habits. If you have any issues with escapism, like not facing reality, which I can't really see Capricorns really having a problem with, generally speaking about your energy, but hey, you guys are multifaceted, multi-layered beings, so it is possible for some of you to not really want to face reality a lot of times, you know, especially if you were born during the Neptune and Capricorn generation. I think it was like the late 80s, early 90s. You guys can have issues with reality sometimes. So Mars in your 12th can give you an opportunity to kick those habits, to really face reality and really be in touch more with your inner self. And also, you know, it may bring back some things to you that's like, if you had any run-ins with enemies from the past, for example, you have the chance to, you know, resolve that karma that you have with them. Maybe get an apology or apologize to some people that you had conflicts with in the past. Mars in the 12th, being honest, it can disrupt your sleep and maybe have, maybe it can cause some dreams that are, you know, a little bit aggressive, okay? And just some aggression in your subconscious mind. It also drains your energy, okay, like your physical drive and action, because that's what Mars rules. And the 12th house is like it being dunked deep underwater in the ocean, and Mars is a hot fireball type of fiery energy. So when it's dunked underwater, it fizzles out, right? And it's like just sinking and floating there like, what am I supposed to be doing? So a lot of my Capricorns could have been suffering from a lack of aim and direction and knowing which way to go. And even though you have these goals that you want to achieve, it's like this Mars transit has been kind of slowing you down to where it's like your legs are underwater, but the rest of your body is above water and can see the goals, see what you want to do. And you're like, that's it. That's what I want to do. Let me run towards it. But your legs are underwater and it's like, oh my gosh, why is it such a struggle to get there? Well, I have great news for you guys. Mars moves into your sign, in the sign of Capricorn, on the 27th, and will be there through part of October as well. So here is the advantages that you guys have. More motivation, drive. This is physical drive and also like mental as well. Just drive overall to really succeed in life, to be the best, to be number one, to really like beat out all of your competitors. So this is going to help you guys when it comes to advancing within career or education as well. If you're a Capricorn that wants to get back in shape, okay, say when Mars was in Sag, you were a little bit more lazier, didn't really go to the gym, you kind of slacked on the physical stuff. Well, when Mars goes into your sign, let me tell you, you guys are going to be all over the place. You are not going to be walking with grace, slow. You're going to be running or walking really fast everywhere that you go, really trying to get somewhere, having a goal, you know, and you're not going to really appreciate people that really try to get in your way, whether that is like physically all up in your way or, you know, mentally they're just talking to you and you're like, you know what, I got things to do, okay? It's a little bit more of an irritable energy, to be honest. So the disadvantage that you guys have is Mars is the god of war energy. And whatever energy, whatever planet transits your sign, you are wearing that on you. You are radiating that off of yourself, and you are giving that out to others and or attracting it to yourself. So with this being the energy of the god of war, if you're a very peaceful Capricorn, you just mind your business, go on about your way, doing things, working, handling your life, you can still attract conflict to yourself, just being completely honest. And but you will have the energy to fight back. Let me tell you, you will be more aggressive and less of you know, a pushover. If you're that type of Cappy, you will be taking a stand and fighting back when people try to charge at you. Now, what you don't want to do with this energy is just charge at people for no reason, because you've got a big head right now. You're like the big man in charge, big woman in charge, and just start, you know, for no reason at all, thinking you're just like big, okay, just being honest, and just kind of charging at people and being too bossy. Okay, you guys are already naturally like bossy. You may not think so, but other people see you in that way, okay? This energy is going to make you more bossier. It's great motivation for achieving things, but for dealing with other people, there may be some issues. So really try to control your anger and aggression. If you find yourself getting irritable more and impatient with people, direct that energy towards physical activities like going to the gym, riding bikes, whatever you do to stay in shape. If you are not concerned with staying in shape, you can still get out there and just take a brisk walk, okay? Especially at work, if you're really trying to get things done and people are bothering you, Capricorn, see if you can take a walk and let off that anger and aggression, or put it towards success and achievement. All right, so let's get into the moons that are happening this month, the lunar events. Every month we have 2 lunar events. We have a new moon, which brings about new beginnings, and then we have a full moon, which brings things to a close or a head. But this month is very special and important because we have 2 eclipses, and also we have another new moon that's not an eclipse, a regular one, at the end of the month. So we have 3 lunar events. So let's break it down on how it's going to affect my Cappies. The new moon solar eclipse happens on the 1st of September in the sign of Virgo. For you guys, this is in your house of education and travel and learning and expansion and abundance. So a new opportunity can be brought to you guys, brand new. And since this is an eclipse, this isn't something that's just like, oh, from this month into the next, or, you know, from now for this whole month, you know, this is happening. No, this is something that can be triggered to happen within the next 6 months. So within the next 6 months, you guys can be going back to school or changing up your degree or your area of study in life. You guys can be changing the way that you do things with traveling. You guys can change your outlook on life and maybe start seeing it from a bigger, broader perspective. You know, that can definitely happen as well, especially because this eclipse is in conjunction with the North Node, which is not a planet or anything like that. It's a point that's calculated. And you see the word north is in the name. That means it accelerates upwards anything that comes near it if there's any planetary activity. So it's going to accelerate things for you to help you to advance with achieving educational goals or training or travel or any of those things, Capricorn. So it's great news for you. Now, the kicker here is it's in opposition to Neptune. Neptune rules deceit. It rules, you know, illusions and not always seeing things very clearly and being a little too overly optimistic to where you don't see the consequences right away, and you may be surprised with them later because you're just kind of floating along and doing, right? So be very careful with the decisions that you make in the regards of what I discussed, the 9th house rules, and you will be all right and you will have great things brought to you. Full moon lunar eclipse happens on the 16th in the sign of Pisces. This is at 24 degrees Pisces. This is in a conjunction with Chiron. It is an asteroid that is nicknamed the Wounded Healer because it's the area of life where we can be hurt a little bit more frequently than usual. But we have an opportunity to heal ourselves and other people and learn some really great lessons in that area of life. So for you guys, this is in your third house, which rules skills that you learn, more like day-to-day quick skills that you learn with your hands, or, like taking classes, not necessarily like big university and college classes, but like smaller classes and learning just little skills here and there. This also rules your siblings and your cousins, those types of family members. And communication. So there can be something that's brought to a head when it comes to family, like your sibling. There can be like a situation with a sibling that comes up that can be kind of hurtful for either one of you, just being honest, but there's an opportunity for healing in this whole lesson of this eclipse. This can be, some of my Capricorns might find a new way to communicate with other people. Maybe you might get a new car, new vehicle. Maybe you like your vehicle goes kaput, right? Well, within the next 6 months, you may have an opportunity to get a brand new one that was even better than the last one. So try not to, look at this eclipse as being big and scary and, some negative things happening. It brings things to a head and to a close so that it can welcome in better for you. Now, the last lunar event is the new moon on the 30th in the sign of Libra, which is your 10th house of career, and it's in conjunction with Jupiter. Capricorn, let me tell you, the end of this month, around the 30th, and going into October, is such a great time for success, okay? So all I'm going to say is just really make those goals, make those lists, make those plans, and stick to them with consistency and persistency, okay? And with like the precision of an arrow like Mars, which is going to be in your sign around the time of this new moon. And you can really, really succeed and achieve great high achievement things in this world. So this new moon, make sure, it's so important for you guys. Make sure that you pray, you meditate, you do whatever that you do to achieve goals and to put your wishes out there into the universe around the end of the month, which is the 30th. So lastly, what I'm going to do for you guys this month is pull 3 cards from my Angel Tarot deck. 1 for the new moon eclipse, 1 for the full moon eclipse, and 1 for the month of September overall. How is it going to treat my Capricorns? Like, what is the overall message for you guys this month? So I'm going to shuffle the cards and I'll be right back. All right, my Cappy friends. So you guys have a lot of cards that came up for you this month. For the new moon on September 1st that already passed, we have the Ego card. It says a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative or fear-based thoughts. Now, this new moon is happening for you guys in your 9th house of beliefs and of furthering your education and of expanding your mind, broadening your horizons. So if you look at the card, the person on the card, he is wearing a mask and he's holding a bag with all these, looks like riches and jewels in them. Okay. So, and he has this archangel behind him that he is unaware is protecting him. This really, really says a lot about Cappies right now, with this being Virgo season and this area of life being highlighted. Because Capricorn is a sign of material, of the material world. It's an earth sign. And there are a lot of times in life where you guys can be seriously too down to earth, to where you cannot see anything further than the straight and narrow path ahead of you. Now, that's a great quality to have. That's what gives Capricorns their persistence, their ability to succeed, climb their way up the ladder, and to make it to the top. Okay, that's an excellent trait. Don't get me wrong. But a lot of times that can kind of limit you guys. And it can make you not able to see beyond the material world. So this is kind of like this person is a fool. Like, they have all this material stuff, but they don't see anything beyond that. Okay, so where this solar eclipse is happening for you is really telling you to broaden your horizons, to take off that mask and see what else is out there besides the material world. Besides, work all the time and career and obtaining that nice car and that nice home and, the nice watch. I mean, there is so much more to life than that, Capricorns. And also, a lot of my Cappies can be super skeptical people by nature. And again, this can be used as an excellent quality in other areas of life. But sometimes it's like, come on, guys, you guys gotta open your mind a little bit and to possibilities and probabilities and fluctuations in time and energy and cycles and patterns of life. Not everything just stays exactly the same all the time or should be the same way all the time. There's different things you can do. So this is saying to really just try to enjoy life, like real life. Okay, not real does not just mean the material, Cappy. I mean like experiences. This angel back here represents like the magic that's in the world. And Cappies have a hard time seeing and believing in magic, and I don't blame you, but it really is out there, and it's there for you to go out there and experience and enjoy. So just loosen up and get out there and enjoy that. So for the lunar eclipse, on the 16th, in the sign of Pisces, you guys have the Six of Fire card. It says victory, good news, it's on its way, public recognition or awards. Now this lunar eclipse is happening in an area of life for you that rules your communication, but also learning things, like learning skills. So you can have a sense of achievement, because look at this person is riding in on this horse, and people are throwing rose petals at him and worshiping him, and he's just got this look on his face like, yes, yes, I have made it. Yes, it is I. Haha. Worship me, adore me. Yes, I have accomplished something. And the wand that he's carrying, though, at the end, the jewel on it is purple. That's a color of intuition, of the crown chakra. And this is saying that if you are creative, and this color is also ruled by, it's associated with Pisces energy, where this lunar eclipse is happening for you guys. So if you guys just loosen up with your, beliefs a little bit, believe in a little bit of magic, believe in what's beyond your everyday mundane, then there are some great things that you can achieve and learn. I believe that's what this card is saying for you guys. The horse is galloping. This is action. This is movement. This is happening in your third house of movement of the hands. And he's holding this wand with a jewel that represents like creativity, divine intuition, divine creativity that you just receive. If you let yourself believe in, your creative abilities, they will just come to you. It seems like from nowhere, but you have to accept it. And if you do, this can happen to you. Public recognition and victory. So overall, for the month of September, I meant to only pull one card from the top when shuffling. And in tarot, when you shuffle, if a card pops out while you're shuffling, then it's meant to be in the reading and has a message. So you got to put it to the side. And that happened twice. So you guys have 3 that represent your overall messages for the month. Okay. And these are in no particular order. So we have here the Lover's card. It does say on the card, it talks about intimate relationships and weighing your decisions. Now this is Archangel Raphael. And if you look at him, all the color surrounding him is green. And the color that he's spreading is green to these 2 lovers right here. And green is the color of the heart chakra. It's like joy and fulfillment and happiness. Okay. So you guys are going to have some energy shift, not into your relationship area, but you're going to have energy shift, like Mars is going to shift into your sign. Okay, so this can affect relationships, because whatever affects you and your sign, your first house, can be mirrored within relationships with other people on the opposite side. So you guys are going to get a boost of energy of being aggressive, okay? But you need to be really careful with that. You need to make sure that you're not overdoing it to where you are offending people, or you are, really offending your partner, being too brash with your partner and things like that. There's the couple on the cards. You can see one of them has this look on their face that's kind of like concerned and discerning and, skeptical. And then the other lover is like, yes, let's bask in this energy here. They're believing. This person, I believe is a female, is more of a believer than this person. So I think that this person right here represents you, how you are right now, Cappy. And this person represents the side of the relationship that you need to try to be on. You need to try to be more of a believer in love and receiving love energy. Okay. And if you do that, then good things can happen to you within relationships. So try not to be, Mars in your sign can make you have a face like that dude right there. Kind of pissed at the world and like, rawr. But you really need to remain calm and diplomatic, and then your relationships will work out just fine. So also you got the Seven of Fire, and this is talking about defending your beliefs and decisions, standing your ground, and choose your battles wisely. Here we go again with some battles, Capricorn. And this is a fire card. Fire is action, initiative, and drive, just like Mars rules. So you're going to get that Mars energy at the end of the month, I'm telling you. And people may come at you, okay, a little bit more once that energy shifts at that time. And look at all these wands flying at this lady and the dragon that she's on. This represents to me other people coming at you. Or you could be riding this dragon and it's kind of symbolizing you being on your high horse, so to speak, and taking too much action to where you're like a drill sergeant against other people. It's like this wand, the jewel on the end, it has a green tint to it, which is like the heart chakra. So you may be doing things from the heart and very passionately, but other people might think that you're being too harsh. Okay, and then they'll be like fighting back at you. Or this can be you just minding your own business, being a passionate person and just using that energy in the right way. But other people are still taking offense, being sensitive butts about it, So you're going to have to, either way, stand your ground and defend your beliefs this month. Yes, choose your battles wisely with Mars going into your sign. Just remember the message that's here. And that message has come up a couple of times for you guys this month. Now the last card that came up is the Queen of Water. Tender-hearted, empathetic, patient, and loving. It says relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition, care for yourself and others. Water cards. Water does have to do with intuition and empathy, okay, and being an empath, okay. That means tuning in really, really deeply to your intuition and to the unseen world, Capricorn, okay. That's what it pretty much means. I know you guys are all about what you can see, what can be physically manifested in front of you, what's tangible. That's what's real to you. But this month, the big message for you is to make sure that you still tap into what is unseen, but is still there and still relevant and still real. So you are going to be called to still have moments of tenderness, okay? You're going to have energy shifting into Libra, which is your 10th house, which is your energy, okay? Which is very cappy, very drill sergeant, very taking charge. But on the opposite end of that is your 4th house of being emotional, loving, being a family person, being nurturing, okay? So don't forget about that side of you this month, Cappy. Yes, get things done. Yes, take charge. Go after those higher goals. That is the mission for you guys this month. But don't forget that you still are a human being that has feelings. And you're not allergic to them, okay? So that was your messages for this month, Cappy. All right, my Cappy friends. That was your September forecast. Woo! We got through it. I'm so sorry that it was so long, but there is so much happening this month. I had to let you guys know everything. Don't forget to subscribe if you would like to continue to see monthly horoscopes for free from me, because I will be here every month to talk about them. And also, don't forget to look down below to see where you can order a personalized reading, because not everybody is exactly the same. Everybody has a different chart based on exact time of birth. Okay, so I can really tell you guys specifically when it comes to you as a unique individual, what's going on or what's to come, or how to explain, some personality things for you guys. If you book a reading with me, I can do that for you. All right.